Welcome to the very first episode of the 614 Club. I'm Jeremiah. I'm your host. Xavier, he's the producer of this awesome program, and we're going to be a podcast that encompasses the entertainment, local businesses, talent, and all kinds of stuff that Columbus and the 614 has to offer. Today, we're going to be covering the Cleveland Browns, some strange news, and a local photographer named Steph Jordan Photography. Oh, and don't forget, we're going to have some street interviews that Stephenie's going to see if they got them right or wrong. All right, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the show.
I used it.
All right, guys, so enough of that stuff. Let's go ahead and roll right into this interview with Stephenie. How are you today?
I'm so good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. I'm happy to have you here today.
I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
Yeah, I hear your day was pretty packed. What did you do today?
We had such a busy day. Lots of kids' sports going on. We've got every kid in a sport right now. So, yeah.
So what kind of sports do they play?
Well, the youngest is cheering and gymnastics. We got one in baseball, softball, football. We have a tennis player in the family. It's just they keep me on my toes.
Yeah, your schedule seems pretty packed, but I'm sure all of them's winners.
They are all winners.
Good. They're all winners in my book, too. You know what? Tell them I said hello, would you? So how did you start in photography, and how did you turn it into a profession?
Well, I never really intended to turn it into a profession. I have a degree in social work, so I never ever even had it on my radar. So I just started making jewelry and like hair accessories on the side, and I needed product photography and to photograph my products. So I started taking pictures on my daughter, and other people were like, "Oh, that's good. Let's do this with my daughter." And I'm like, "Oh, you want to like buy my stuff?" And they're like, "No, I want you to take her picture." So it just kind of evolved over time. I started to really notice things in nature, like in the outdoors.
Mm-hmm. So when you started taking pictures of your jewelry,
Yeah.
was you taking pictures with your phone, or did you have like a professional camera at the time?
No, I just had like a really like cheapy camera, and I was actually like sending my product away to other photographers to take pictures of. But after a while, I'm like, well, why am I doing that? That's silly when I could just do it myself. So I invested $550 at the time, which was a lot of money for me then, and now still on a little Canon Rebel that I loved. I used it all the time, and it got me started.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I heard the Canon Rebels were pretty cool cameras, huh?
Yeah, those are great. Like they're great starter cameras, or even just to have around cameras, because they're so crisp and clear and very easy to use and figure out. And I used mine for several years before upgrading. Yeah.
Did you? So
Yeah.
when you was taking photos of your products, was you going out and just snapping photos of everything that
Oh yeah,
you thought
it
was
just
cool?
like once I got my first DSLR camera, it just changed the whole game for me. It was no longer like a point and shoot. I really had to learn my camera and learn how to adjust the shadows and the lighting and all of the different settings. So it just made my mind start working and looking at lighting and things in a much different way. And so, the fact that you can control all of that to make things look different and angles look different and then people's faces different depending on the angles and whatnot, it was a game changer.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
The shading and the lighting and whatnot, and the whole dramatics and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you find the most fulfilling about being a photographer?
So I am I want to say my third, like 3.5 year of doing it like full time. And so I would just say like the most fulfilling and the most benefits that I reap from it, really my kids reap, because I am able to set my own schedule, set my own pace, and be there for them when they need me the most, as well as being able to be creative and doing what I love and being able to just, do what I want when I want to do it, and being able to have control of my own schedule without having to answer to someone.
Yeah, that must be nice.
Yes.
So what sets Steph Jordan Photography apart from all the other photographers?
That is a great question. 5 years ago, I would not have known how to answer that, but I really would like to think that my studio, for one, a lot of photographers do not have a studio, and I took the leap during COVID to create a studio in my home, and with the help of my family. Like if it weren't for my family helping me, that would not have happened. But
Yeah, I bet that was a scary time too during COVID, huh?
oh man, yeah, because photography is not a necessity. People don't need to buy pictures like we need to buy food or medicine or things like that. And so I thought, what in the heck am I getting myself into? this is crazy. Anyone would say this is crazy. So it was a leap of faith, and it was you know, not to go unnoticed that without my family and my friends supporting me, that it would not have been possible. But I would say my studio, and most recently, this is my first Christmas actually doing rooms in the studio. So two
Hmm.
walls and a floor to create the illusion of an actual room where you feel like you've been transported into another space. So, kind of a little sneak peek there, I guess, would be like this year we will have a Nutcracker storefront
Well, that's
and
cool.
a winter window retreat. And so I want people to be able to look at the picture and think, how in the heck did she do that
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
such a small space in her studio?
Okay, going back to the COVID times,
Yeah.
what was the interaction with your clients like?
So COVID was a little tricky, but I basically would just have conversations with them beforehand and kind of see what they were comfortable with, and just make it as easy and stress free as possible. We were already in kind of like a weird time, and so I just kind of made it. You know, we made a plan together. I'll say like that. Yeah.
Did you guys have like in-person meetings and stuff like that?
We would just have more like phone conversations to have a plan before we would actually meet and make sure that I was respecting their wishes regarding those masks and whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what was your approach to building client relationships during this whole crazy time?
So it's so important to me. I feel like I don't know, I'm kind of old school when it comes to this. Like I really feel like internet and email like and texting, like while it's great, over the phone conversations are so important because tone of voice can be misconstrued in so many ways that when you hear someone's voice, it's so much more personal. And so I really try, even now, to just keep that personal connection with them via the phone so that they can hear how excited I am to work with them and how I'm going to make this as easy and stress free on them as possible.
Right.
So,
That's pretty important to just like
yeah.
be able to hear somebody else. It's kind of like being face to face with people. So,
Yeah.
tell us more about your photography style.
Yeah.
What kind of styles do you have?
So I love to say that I am like classic and timeless. So um, I don't really hop on any fad trains, like as far as like editing styles. I lightly touch, skin and eyes and all of those kind of things. But when it comes to like the style of editing, I maybe tend to be on the more like dark and moody side, but I try to make it as natural as possible so that in 20 years, when your grandkids or great grandkids are looking at these images, they're getting a true representation of who you were, what you looked like, what your true, genuine facial expressions are, and all of that. Like, I want that picture to tell a story when they're looking back at that in life. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you achieve that? Do you like go outdoors for that look, or do you go inside, or is it a mixture of both?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can get that from either indoor or outdoor. I think that in certain situations, it might even be important for people to bring things that are or wear things that are important to them. Maybe it's a family heirloom that's been passed down, like a little blankie or like a certain shirt, or for my seniors, it's like maybe an instrument that they play or a sport that they play, just something that's very like personable to you, that helps to tell that story of who you are and what's important to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you mind sharing any kind of noteworthy projects that you've worked on?
Oh goodness. Probably one of my favorites. I did this a couple years in a row for Design Columbus. One year we did COSI was the location, and the other year we did Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to be able to shoot in two of the biggest areas of our amazing city, was amazing for me. So that part was just very cool to be in the space of COSI and Ohio State University. Um,
What did you do for each one of them?
so Design Columbus comes together every year, and they do like a like a what am I trying to say? Like a big like everyone sets up tables, and so it's designers
A
like
convention, like a job
convention.
fair?
Yeah, like sort of not a job fair, but more like a convention, sort of like everyone who needs to work together to build something, like whether it's roofing, concrete, architect architects, all of those kinds of things, they come together to look at each other's booths and network. And so in that realm, they're all working together in verticals, and then I'm going to photograph and see what are the plans for our city. And so they have speakers and they have events all throughout this entire day, and I just jump from spot to spot to spot
Gotcha,
and take
gotcha.
pictures. So
I
yeah.
think those are called procurement meetings
Oh,
or conventions or something
oh,
like that.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah.
So
It
what
was
did you
very
do at
cool.
COSI?
So they had the whole lobby of COSI. There was tables set up, and so each, whether it's roofers, siders, um, people who pour concrete. I mean, it was just all kinds of people who they all had tables there. So I would take pictures there, and then off on little rooms, they would have like speakers, like guest speakers come in, and then they would have the keynote speaker come in, and
Hmm.
that was like the big show. And so um, that keynote speaker was always like the thing to be at, and so that was kind of cool to do that. Yeah, that was very notable, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds pretty exciting to do.
yeah,
I wouldn't mind being down there.
yeah. It was very fun.
Yeah. So what kind of stuff do you like taking pictures of? Like me, I like taking pictures of food and whatever catches my eye. What about you?
Yeah, I I love when people take pictures of their food. Some people like aren't a fan of that, but I love it because that means that you're enjoying what's in front of you, right?
Hmm.
So, um, like I kind of touched on lightly before, like with nature, I like to see and note the things in life that maybe other people walk by
Hmm.
every single day. So there's just beauty in everything. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it's so true. So once I did a big picture of a sunflower,
Hmm.
and if you look at like the center of a sunflower and it's all brown, but there's little teeny tiny specks, and there's hundreds of them.
Oh
Like
yeah.
hundreds. And you're not going to know that unless you really pay attention.
Hmm.
And so I also kind of, I don't know, I'm like reflecting on life when I'm looking at that sunflower, like how much I need to pay attention to things,
Yeah, I
you know?
agree. I
Yeah.
think when most people go throughout life, they look at the broad things and they never get down to the macros.
Yeah.
You get down the macro, you can actually see the textures
Yes.
and what the beauty is inside.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Okay, so we're gonna pause right here because I need to refill my beer, and when we come back, we'll take a question from one of the people that's in the chat.
Nice.
All right, we'll be right back, guys. All right, now we're back, guys. Thank you for holding on. I got me a fresh refill, but Stephenie,
Yeah.
we got somebody in the chat. Her name is Courtney, and she has a question for you. Courtney, are you still here?
Yeah, I was just wondering. I know, Steph, you have your studio. What do you prefer more, shooting in your studio or outdoors?
Ooh, that is a good question. I would hate to choose because it's about 50-50. Probably about 6 months ago, I would have said outdoors for sure, but indoors is taking a strong lead with these rooms that I got going on with the backdrops and the floors. Again, because it feels like you're transported to like somewhere else. And right now in the studio, it is full blown Christmas. So when I walk outside and it's hot, I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot that it's not like chilly inside or outside. So,
Yeah, let me go back in where at
yeah,
least it looks nice and cool, right?
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I love, love, love the room setups in the studio. So, that's something that's quickly becoming a quick favorite of
That's
mine.
cool. So right now you got a whole Christmas set up. Are you getting ready to shoot for like Christmas right now or?
Yeah. So Christmas has become a huge deal in the studio, huge. And so I have been on the hunt for the perfect Santa for a very long time. And I found him last year, and he is just amazing. Sometimes he's so into it that I forget I'm supposed to be taking pictures. So the fact that I get to put together these winter scenes in the studio for us to shoot is so fun and so creative, and we both just get a kick out of it. So yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So what do you get your studio set up for besides Christmas? Do you what else kind of stuff do you put in there?
So this year I did Easter. That went over really well with like a little cottontail bunny set up. Um, Mainly I use the studio for headshots. A lot of headshots, business headshots, so that people can keep their LinkedIn profile, social media up to date, because first impressions are just so important that when you walk into an interview that you look like you do today, not like you did 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So,
Right, that's
yeah.
pretty cool. Thanks, Courtney, for asking that very important question. So the next question would be, and this is what I'm thinking, what a lot of people would face during their careers. What kind of challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them?
So I would definitely say the self-doubt creeps in for sure, and really being responsible for self-teaching. So some people go to school for photography. I did not. So I am 100% self-taught. I would have to Google how to use everything. Um, you know, if I want to achieve a certain look, I would follow another photographer to see how did they do that. And if there was a class that they offered on how to do that, I was taking that class. So it was just a lot of hours put in that a lot of people don't see.
A lot of research, huh?
A lot of research, a lot of learning.
Okay,
Yeah, for
okay.
sure.
Well, you have to have some triumphs in there, right? What kind of
Oh,
triumphs
yeah.
have you came across in during your whole career?
So I would say early on, I did a pro bono March of Dimes event for nurses that helped premature babies. And I was so nervous. And I did this with another photographer friend. And they presented us with a plaque at the end. And I was so shocked. Like, do I deserve this? Is this something that I can do? Like, they wanted to present me with a plaque. So that early on kind of like boosted my morale a little bit. And then I would definitely say working with different clothing companies to promote their items. This past year, I was voted into the C Bus top three for
Top
Columbus.
three, huh?
Top three, yeah.
Nice.
So I have been nominated again this year, which is great, but I don't know until the end of September if I got into the top five, and then they'll do the top three votes. So that voting starts September 5th, I believe, to see if we make it into the top five this year. So that I think was the highest honor so far, going to a gala last December.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really a great accomplishment. In fact, guys, you know what? We'll link her thing for the C Bus top five down below, so you guys can go vote for it if you guys want to. We're not making you
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. So, if somebody's starting in photography, what kind of tips would you give them?
That is a really good question. So, a lot of people have an interest in photography. One, because I think it preserves moments you can't get back. And so, especially after, big events, it's just so important to do that. So, if someone's really getting into it and you really think you have a knack for it, because some people just have an eye for it, your camera is, you just have to learn it inside out. And so, learning your camera and how to use it in manual mode and what is the ISO and the shutter speed and all of these things have to do with how do they all interact? What do you set them on in certain situations? How do you adjust shadows? All of those things. You just have to know all of that.
So,
Yeah.
do you like helping people out when it comes to their beginnings of their adventures?
Oh, absolutely. That's like one of my favorite things, because if it weren't for people helping me and guiding me in the right direction, I wouldn't have continued on the path that I'm on.
Hmm.
And so it's so important for me. I am just a firm believer in all areas of life that there is enough sunshine for all of us.
Yeah. So, when you
Yeah.
first started, did you try to reach out to other photographers to get mentors and whatnot?
Oh yeah, yeah, and some photographers, especially ones that are like close in proximity to our area, um, some of them are not too fond of doing that. Like if you're in the same zip code, they don't necessarily want to do that, and that's their perspective. That's fine. I don't personally take that same approach, but some people want to do it that way. But um, yeah, other photographers, there's a strong knit community in Columbus where we have multiple Facebook pages for creatives and photographers, videographers that all help each other out. If someone has a family emergency, they know they can hop right on and be like, okay, hey group, this is what's going on. And we all help each other out. So that's really important.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can search these groups up and find them themselves. But, we have a listener. His name is Ben, and he has a question for you. Are you still there, Ben?
So, Steph, did you get your start with a digital camera, or did you start back, this is funny to say, in the film era?
Mhm.
And if you did start back with film, how are they similar or how would they be different?
I was never in a situation where I had the opportunity to work with film, so I don't know anything about it, to be honest. I would have loved to. I still don't think it's out of the question someday for me to kind of go back and start at the beginning where photography really started. But, once I realized I was kind of like outgrowing my Canon Rebel, that was my starter camera, and I switched over to a larger, bigger DSLR, I can't see myself ever going back. I don't know. It's just something that I love so much, that even with the new things that are coming out, I'm almost scared of change. But I
Mhm.
know I'm going to have to eventually step out of my comfort zone and try something new because, I mean, electronics and film and camera and, mirrors and all of the things that are used inside of a camera are just always changing. So I'm going to have to change with it as well eventually.
Well, that's really good to know. So, what kind of camera do you think somebody should start off with?
Someone who's just starting off, or just learning, I think that, I mean, they still have Canon Rebels out that are great. That's a great camera. It's, again, like maybe $400 to $500 just to dip your toes in the water, see if you like it. It is a really, really amazing starter camera.
Right. Isn't the most expensive part of the camera is the lens?
That is so true. Yes. And there are so many.
Yeah. So, a perfect starter lens would be what? What kind of lens would it be? Just one that comes with the camera, or should they upgrade to something more?
Yeah, it kind of depends on what you want to do. So the Canon Rebel kit lens is the 1855, and that's a really, really good lens. But if you go into like doing macro work or large families or even like action sports, just depending on the length of how far away your subject is and all of the, I mean, there's just a lot to consider, but the 1855 is a really good starter lens for sure. Now, if you're doing a lot of people like I do, the 2470 millimeter is a really great lens. I love that lens. It has been my favorite, and it's really common to be on my camera. It's uncommon if I have something else on there other than that. So,
It's good to know. I'm going to go to the store and buy one of those.
yeah, yes.
So, Stephanie, do you have any final thoughts that you want to share with people that's starting into the industry that might help them along and how to progress them to become more successful in what they want to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the most important thing is to surround yourself with a whole village of people who are supporting you. So whether that be web work and SEO, like I have with AdWire LLC, they are amazing. That has just completely changed my business. I work very closely with Newgrounds. I work very closely with like my Santa. And, those people and that village of people surrounding me and supporting me and helping me get to where I've wanted to be, it's just so important to work with other people in
It's very important
networking.
to network
Yeah,
out, right?
networking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Connecting
Yeah,
with other
yeah,
businesses, connecting with
yeah,
other photographers,
yeah,
just going out there and just exploring the opportunities that may be waiting for you, right?
yeah. Absolutely,
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
how do you find your clients?
So finding clients is I do that a variety of ways. And basically, I have an amazing website and SEO team that makes sure that all of my bases are covered so that people can find me very easily with simple web searches.
What do you mean by that?
So I work with AdWire LLC, and they are amazing. So from website design, making sure that my fonts, my colors, everything, my forms, client agreement, pricing page, the way that people find me on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
they handle it all.
Oh, wow.
And so AdWire is amazing. So that has been a game changer
Good.
for my business. So I would highly recommend um, for anyone to check them out. So, but also, word of mouth. Word of mouth is so important.
Yeah, of course.
And then returning clients, because like I said, like once you're like in the Steph Jordan photography family, then you just keep coming back. If you have a senior 1 year, you likely have a senior a couple years later if you have more than one kid. So
we know that you have some Santa Claus photo sessions coming up. So we decided to take upon ourselves to get you a little song going and maybe like a little commercial from us to you. You want to check them out?
I would love to.
Okay. Now this is created on our 614 budget, so I hope you don't mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, check it out.
But Mommy, why does Santa don't know where we live at?
Elves, assemble the reindeer. We have a special mission.
Roger that, Group Control. Tower, we are go for launch. Over.
Oh, 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 oh. Never fear, little one. Santa always finds the way.
Oh, so cute.
Santa always finds a way.
Always.
No, she was worried about Santa not even knowing about where she lives
I
at.
know.
There's like billions of kids.
Yes.
Or at least millions, right?
Oh, probably billions.
Maybe
yeah.
8 billion.
A lot of kids.
I don't know the numbers, but what'd you think about that
I
commercial?
think that's so cute.
Yeah. So you're having Santa in your studio, a real life Santa, and that was the Santa.
That's Santa, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, everybody, if you want to get some cute Christmas pictures and give your kids a really good experience for Christmas, contact Steph Jordan because she's got it going on. Hold on. Let's watch this video one more time and check out how realistic Santa is.
But Mommy, why does Santa don't know where we live at?
Elves, assemble the reindeer. We have a special mission.
Roger that, Group Control. Tower, we are go.
You like that cannon sound?
I love it.
He got shot out of a cannon.
I love it.
Oh, 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 oh. Never fear, little one. Santa always finds the way.
Aww. That's
You know,
so cute.
It's not bad with the $20 budget.
I love it.
All right. Well, we also prepared a little song for you too.
Okay.
So this might get radio play. Who knows? But
Okay.
let's check it out.
Santa, where you going?
I gotta save this little girl.
Jolly old Santa with his cheeks all glow.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho,
He's
ho, ho.
got a list in hand, through the land he goes. Bye, Santa. Little is he thinking her dreams won't unfold. She fears Santa won't find her, so it's told.
Come on, daughter. Let's go, Blixen. Let's go, Rudolph.
Santa knows every chimney in the city of the stick. Yeehaw. No mountain too high, no river too quick.
Who put that there?
He's got his team in the GPS in sleigh.
Okay, Google.
No worries, Izzy, Santa will find his way. Where are we? Here comes Santa through the starry night, guided by Rudolph's shiny.
It's like a little duet.
bright light.
Yeah.
No dreams to be lost, no fears tonight. Santa's coming, everything will be alright. So sleep tight, Izzy, under the Christmas tree. Santa's on his way to save your dream.
Okay.
That's great.
There we go.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
So nice, isn't it?
It's so nice.
I thought that was very creative. Our creatives team made that up for us.
Yeah.
And they did it last minute, so it's cute. I think
It is cute.
Yep. All right, so we're nearing the end of the show, so we have a little game planned. It's we went out in the streets of Hilliard during one of their festivals, and we asked some people some questions. So we're going to ask you if you think they got them right. There's no wrong answers because according to them, they got everything right.
Okay.
So here we go. Today we're hitting the charming streets of downtown Hilliard, a city that took its first baby steps way back in 1853. It's a vibrant city that retained its vintage charms while embracing the new. And let me tell you, it's not just about the historic railway station or the quaint brick houses, but enough of that. Let's hit the streets and find out for ourselves. What's your name?
Alex.
So you from Hilliard?
Not originally, but I've been here about 6 years now.
6 years, okay. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
The first question is, name the 3 branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. Do you think she knows what the 3 branches are?
I think think she'll get it right. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Army, the Navy, and the Marine.
Good.
Oh, she got it.
Not bad, right?
She surprised herself though. She was like, the Marine?
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the next question is. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
Shakespeare.
Absolutely right. What do you think she got it right or?
She totally got it right.
Right. You know, my main man in the back, he got that right. You don't even need to guess. You getting the answers right there.
Yay,
Let's see what's next.
Peter.
All right, so can you recite the Pledge of Allegiance? Whoa, there's a violence going on in the background, guys. Should we delete this? Because...
Really, they're not really fighting, right?
All right, what was the question again? All right, so can you recite the Pledge of Allegiance? All right, ignore the people behind us.
Can't focus.
The question was, can you recite the Pledge of Allegiance? Do you think she can?
Oh.
I have every faith that everybody behind us can recite it,
Yes.
but can she?
I want to believe in her.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
believe you shall. Let's
Yeah.
see what she says.
I probably could, but I don't know that I want to do it on camera.
All right, good job.
Oh, what? Oh, that was surprising. I wonder why.
I don't know, but you know what? I'm glad the guy behind her recovered so fast.
Yes, he did.
On to the next one. What's your name?
I'm Natalie.
Question number 1 is, name 3 branches of the U.S. military. Yes or no?
I'm going to say no.
You sure? She's got blonde hair just like
I
you.
know, and I want to believe, but something in my gut is just saying no.
Let's go. Let's see what she says.
The Marines, the Navy, and the Army.
Good job.
Oh, she got it. I'm
You know,
so
I had
sorry.
fifth in here, but I mean, it's fine if you didn't. Let's see what's next. Who is the president of Russia?
Oh, gosh.
Do you know who the president of Russia is?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Who is it?
It's Vladimir,
I think so.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
So now that I've doubted her, I feel bad. So I think, yeah, she's going to get this one right.
I mean, she has to know it because he's been all over the news, right?
All over the news.
All
yeah,
over
for sure.
because he's in war with Ukraine and then, you know, a bunch of other crap. And anyways,
Yeah.
let's see what she says.
No idea. No idea.
Oh,
Okay.
no idea.
She had no idea who Vladimir J. Putin is.
Is that his middle initial?
I
You
don't know. It sounds good. You know, they say Jesus H. Christ, you know,
What?
is Vladimir J. Putin. It's Jordan.
I've never heard that before.
Or it could be Vladimir K. Putin, you know, Kobe.
What?
No disrespect to any kind of Kobe fans out here. I'm just saying.
Cut.
All right, let's see what's next. What city is known as the Windy City? You know the Windy City as in...
Chicago.
That's right, Chicago. See?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Natalie. I just don't think she got it.
Really? All right, well, let's
No.
find out.
Chicago.
Absolutely right. Got
She
her.
proved me wrong on every single question. Natalie,
Okay.
props to you.
Listen, I'm not even keeping score right now, but I would say you're probably doing 3 out of 3 right now.
No, I'm like doing less than 50% right.
Nah, I believe in you. I'm drinking. You know, this is what I do. This is, you know, I just enjoy not counting numbers anymore. Not during this time, at least. Well, you got 2 right. That means, guess what?
I win.
You won.
Oh, good.
You won. Okay, so I've got some local news that I would like to talk about. All right, so did you know Hilliard is having a Remembrance 9/11 tour? I want to say it's between 7:30 and 2:30 p.m. and it's free. You don't need to register for it. I think you just gotta show up, and I think they'll be waiting for you.
Nice. The police and fire department always do such a good job on September 11th.
Yeah, I like them. I like them both.
Yeah, we're very blessed in that area here in Hilliard. They always take the time to respect the people who lost their lives on September 11th, and you know, we have pieces of.
So what about them Browns?
What about them Browns?
But yeah, the Browns are playing this weekend. They're playing Sunday, like in 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, a fun fact. Did you know that McDonald's used to have pizzas?
I did not.
Yeah, really awesome. I remember back when I was a little small kid, they used to have them. They used to have a specific song. It'd go like, pizza, pizza, Happy Meal, pepperoni and cheese.
I don't remember McDonald's ever having pizza.
Really? Yeah. They used to be so good. But I was like 5 or 6 years old when I used to eat it, so probably everything pizza tasted really good to me.
I just remember like having the Pizza Hut individual pizzas that we got for free for reading books when we were little.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably all I was eating because I don't remember McDonald's having pizza.
Really?
Oh, were they in a Happy Meal?
Yeah.
Oh.
They used to have a Happy Meal pizza.
With like the collector's cups.
Probably, the same ones that people's been getting for, who's that rapper?
Post Malone
Yeah, Post Malone.
at Raising Cane's.
Speaking about food, have you seen this video about GMO foods? They do a comparison side by side with a non-GMO tomato and a GMO tomato.
Okay.
Slice it up in like a little sliver and put it in salt water. So they put a piece of wheat in one and it starts slithering around like a snake.
Ooh,
And like
what?
like it was a serpent. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Pay attention. Top video. Genetically modified wheat. Okay, now she pouring water inside of the bowl. And she pouring water inside of that bowl. Now let's add the salt inside the water. Pay attention to how this look like, moving like a serpent too. Just pay attention how it's moving real serpent looking. Now she dicing them up, get a little slice. Okay.
See how that wheat is
the natural.
It looks like a snake.
the way it's moving?
Now she putting them both in salt
That's
water.
wild.
Now watch these tomatoes.
Pay attention to how the natural moving. Now pay attention
The
to how the
left is
GMO one moving.
non-GMO and the right is GMO. Now watch how fast this starts to happen.
Ain't this one moving real serpent like, huh?
See
Do
that?
y'all see that?
That is wild. Why? What would make
Now
it do
just imagine what this is doing inside of your body.
I don't know. And it's crazy because I don't even know nothing about this, and I just worry about all this talk about graphene oxide, about what they're injecting animals with, and how people are getting like meat allergies. That kind of I don't know. It's weird.
GMOs in general is a very big Pandora's box. I mean,
Yeah, there's some people, who will argue that all food is GMO because it evolves over time. But you have to sit there and think about the GMO food that we call GMOs that are genetically modified in a lab.
Oh, yeah.
To deter pests. Genetically modified food that makes it more bigger, more sweeter, more sugary.
right.
More palatable. For example, watermelons. Watermelons are very sugary, and in the wild they're not. They're smaller melons, and they genetically modify them to hold more water and more sugar.
Right.
Because when everybody likes a nice juicy watermelon, but yeah, to see something like that move, with just salt water, I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Maybe everybody can comment down below and tell us what could be happening, because I don't know. Yeah, that's mind blowing.
It is. I think that everybody needs to take a deep dive into GMOs. I started deep diving into GMOs about 8 years ago, and startling,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Well, the best I do is I try to buy as much organic as possible.
Yeah.
Because at least the pesticides, what's that chemical that is found in people's blood now that your body can't get rid of?
Yeah, glyphosate. Glyphosate.
Yeah.
Glyphosate.
So that's a poison, right? So they've been from what I hear, they've been finding trace amounts of that in people's bodies, because they consume it with the food that they sprayed on.
Jeez.
There's some pesticides that they spray and the farmers can't even enter the farmland for 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh, what?
Yeah, that's how toxic that is. But speaking of other weird stuff, I watched a video about somebody was standing outside their house or standing outside somewhere, and they saw a plane fly by, and it was lasers on the ground. Check this out. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, just look at that.
That's wild.
Now, my question is, what could they be doing?
I mean, my first thought was like the police, but they have lights. They don't have lasers.
Right. Now,
Definitely a laser.
I seen something else about how
I mean, if they're going to do that though, shouldn't they inform the public like, hey, by the way, we're going to be doing this. Don't be alarmed.
Yeah, actually, there's some news reports on it. Xavier, why don't you go ahead and play that video?
Well, if you've seen green lasers shining down from planes in the air recently, we have some news tonight and answers. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers say that it's part of a flight to collect some mapping data. They say it won't hurt your eyes.
Happen to see green lasers in the sky, not to worry. It's the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers conducting coastal surveys. And they're being done using a contracted aircraft equipped with a light detection.
Now to a very unusual sight captured on camera. Japanese and local astronomers say a Chinese satellite was recently seen beaming down green lasers over the islands.
The footage was taken January 28th, before the recent incident where a Chinese balloon traversed over the mainland U.S.
It's crazy that if they would have those in the sky, that they would like at least notify people, but they don't. It seems like they let people panic, and to me that's not very good. To have people like wonder what's up in the sky. Like for me, I'd look at that and ask, what are they scanning for? What are lasers used for? Right? I'm not a scientist, but I mean, what do we use lasers for today? To annoy people when you're like watching movies, right? Lasers are used to scan like barcodes and to read different, things. So are they looking for something, or are they like measuring like elevation or doing some kind of like scientific stuff? Or are they looking for aliens or a crashed, UFO or but what surprised me was that one newscast about the Chinese spy balloon that was doing the same thing. So what were they looking for?
Right.
Because I want to say that the Chinese said that they were doing, I can't remember what they were doing, but yeah.
Well, you would want to know if they're safe for one. Like, we have kids, so if you saw that outside, like, I would be freaking out. But, I mean, it kind of makes sense that it would be for elevation. I don't know, right?
I don't know. I mean, they usually ask permission to subject you to any kind of testing. So, I mean, we don't know if these lasers hurt you or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you would want to know that they're safe and like, hey, don't freak out. We're going to be doing this.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bill Gates releasing those GMO mosquitoes in Florida.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be like against the law to do that?
You would think, right?
To subject people to testing without their permission.
Right? To be honest, like if I saw green lasers coming out of the sky, I would think it's a UFO.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely wouldn't think pretty thoughts about it.
Right? It can't be
especially
anything
if I didn't
good.
know what it was.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Can't be anything good.
But anyways, yeah, those are a couple of videos that caught my eye this week, and I'm like, that got me started thinking,
Yeah.
Stephenie, where can people find you at?
So you can find me on Facebook under Steph Jordan Photography. You can find me on Instagram at Steph Jordan Photography, and same with Twitter at Steph Jordan Photography and StephJordanPhotography.com.
Nice. Steph Jordan Photography all across the board, and StephJordanPhotography.com.
Yep.
Now, also, you're giving away 3 professional headshot sessions.
Yeah.
To 3 different people.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, if you guys want to be entered into this contest, it's a simple contest. All you have to do is go to the link below, and we'll link our website with the raffle on there. And just complete a few steps. All you got to do is go on Facebook, check out her page, follow her on Twitter, follow her on other kind of social medias, and then you'll be entered into the raffle to get free professional headshots. Now, if you're professional like I am, then you'll need professional headshots. So Steph Jordan Photography is going to be the one that you want to go to. So if you're wondering where you can find us at, you can find us at 614club.com for a newsletter. Find us on all the social platforms at 614 Club Official. What's that noise? What are you drinking on? What is that?
Sorry, was that loud?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh, it's my favorite coffee. That's from Newgrounds. I love Newgrounds.
So do I.
Is that place in? Oh, that's that place over in Hilliard, right?
Yeah, it's over off of Cosgray.
But why are you guys drinking that while we're recording the show?
So good.
So good.
Well, you guys didn't. Did you guys bring me any?
What? These are the last two.
I thought Xavier did.
Oh.
Sorry. Next time. We go there all the time.
Can I have a sip at least?
Oh.
It's kind of almost all gone.
Mine is pretty much gone now, too.
All right.
Next time. Next time.
Okay. Well, guys, can we go get back to the show now?
Yeah.
If you want.
Anyways, thanks for joining us, guys. And thank you, Stephenie, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys later on the next one. Bye.